something or say hi or something, because I'm not sure if this is actually working or not.
That's a good song. I like that.
That was good?
Yeah.
This is my song?
Yeah, I'd let you put it on my album.
No, that's good. Is anybody there? Is there anybody out there?
Probably. It says live now.
Oh, it says we're live,
I
and
just
there's
can't see
it
it.
says there's 12 of you watching, and I'm just sitting here talking as if there's absolutely nobody there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Good morning.
good morning, and like hit a thing and say hello and all that kind of stuff. If you're around and you see this and you're hanging out with us, we're gonna give it a couple minutes for some people to get here and hang out before we talk about all of the people on the internet that are triggered by INFJs.
Yeah.
And hello,
Winston's
mom. What's up? Yeah, and I saw your question. The INFJ haters, trolls, and so on. Like, where do they hang out? And like, my immediate thing is like Twitter.
I said Facebook, but I don't go on Facebook. But I feel like that's always the answer.
Facebook is always
For where
there's
toxic
like hate.
behaviors
Yeah, it could
go
be.
down.
I don't know. There's that. Yeah, I just feel like Twitter is just like this, the pit of despair. That's what Twitter is. Because like, well, you only have like what? Like,
I was on there for a day, and then I never went on it again.
that's probably one of the smartest things you've ever done. It is so intelligent.
I think I tweeted once, and my tweet was that I don't understand Twitter and how it was supposed to entertain me, and then that was
I had a Twitter account with 10,000 followers. None of which would interact with me or knew or cared.
Who were they?
And it was because they do all these stupid follow trains, and then like you just end up with a bunch of followers, but like
Weird.
everybody's just there to promote their own crap anyway. So like,
I don't want to follow you though. Like,
well, fine, then don't.
No, I mean like I don't want to follow random people anyway.
Well, yeah, there's
Hi.
that. Hi.
We're gonna be talking about this list that I found on the internet that somebody compiled. That came from other lists, apparently.
Right. Let's just get one thing out of the way right off the bat. The internet is terrible.
It is terrible.
It's really terrible.
It's
and so,
awful.
and I don't know, for some reason, we're like, well, what do people say about INFJs?
Yeah.
And
why did I Google that?
boy, was that a can of worms.
Yeah.
Right? Because, yeah, we definitely
that
found
was a
out.
bad plan.
Yeah, so apparently there's just like lists of things people hate about INFJs on like we hate INFJ threads.
People are really triggered.
They're very triggered by INFJs. So we didn't go through this whole list, but we went through a couple of them.
Yeah.
And some of them are really funny. And so I was just kind of curious. Like I kind of wanted to run down this list and just be like, yeah,
Hello.
got us or didn't get us. Hey,
John,
everybody.
Kelly.
What's going on, John? What's going on, Kelly?
Of showboating because they had INFJ in their username.
No, yeah, that's good. I mean, I just have a tattoo, but it's fine. You know what? So because people notice it, and there's a reason that I got the ink, and it's just to remind myself that it's okay to just let that out, right? That's all it is. It's just a reminder.
Let it out.
That
Hi,
it's
Angela.
fine to be me and to do me. What's up, Angela? And
Planet Zuzu. Oh, Sue here.
oh, hey, Sue. I trigger people because I like objectivity and truth, and they don't. I mean, that'll do it.
Yeah, there's a few of those in there.
Yeah, there's definitely.
Yeah.
Boba Fett's all good here. Not hunting Jedis for the time being, so that's cool or anything.
It's a little Sunday
Yeah. So
afternoon, early morning. I don't know where you guys are.
we just thought to make this kind of chill.
Yeah,
Do you
we're
like my
just
mug?
chilling. Tired.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Chilling.
That's what I was saying when I was reading some of these things about how
Mine
people
has
were
a
triggered.
caticorn.
You are a caticorn.
I
Yeah.
like caticorn. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So hey,
They can't handle the truth.
pour something for yourself and hang out. And I mean, if it's wine, I won't
Super
judge, even though it's
casual.
early. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's totally fine. It's Sunday. You do you, boo. Like it's all good.
It's the day of rest, right? Jesus drinks wine. It's Sunday.
I thought you were gonna stop before wine. Jesus drinks. What a way to kick off a live stream.
I'm just justifying that it's okay to drink wine on a Sunday Morning/afternoon.
Well, you're making it sound like he's at the gym with like his jug of water, and he's like, "No, never mind. We're gonna make this
Turn
wine.
it into wine."
Yeah, let's go. It's gonna be a good workout. All right, that's a great way to start this whole thing. Anyway,
That's good.
there we go. All right, so good to see you guys here. We got about 25 or so hanging out with us. A lot of you are lurkers, which is fine. Don't be afraid to just just throw out, just like Cindy. Hi, Cindy. Just throw out an emoji, right? That's cool.
Cindy.
It's nice to see the interaction and see you guys here.
Why don't you go ahead and read the list?
Shall we begin?
I think we shall.
All right, so the darker/annoying aspects of being an INFJ to be aware of and or laugh at.
Right, but this person didn't write it. I think that's important.
Yeah, this person is not saying all of these things. This
No.
person just compiled the list for
From the
our
internet.
benefit and entertainment. This was compiled in 2014 even.
Yeah.
But it still all applies. So there's
It's
that.
like off of these websites.
Right,
Where
so
they
there's-
asked people essentially, like, what
Well,
do you
there's-
dislike about INFJs?
Apparently-
And these are the replies.
There's an INFJ hate thread at
Yeah.
Typology Central, and the 16 types has what do you hate about INFJs, and so we saw this and we were like, this is really entertaining, so let's go ahead and run through it.
Yeah. Trigger
Excuse me.
warning.
I mean, look, it's something to keep in mind and remember, and I've repeated this numerous times, especially on some of my more recent videos, the one I did on toxic people in the INFJ community, is that you can't get stuck on these things that other people are saying. These are strangers on the internet having an opinion about you when they've never met you. So let's keep it in its proper context, right? I get this all the time from people that are trying to be type police, and they've got they've got a channel out there with 10 subscribers, and they're just trying to list names and say things about you. I've never talked to any of these people or anything like that. They don't know your life. They don't know anything about you, yet they feel entitled to share an opinion about you because
Apparently I'm not an
you're
INFJ
online.
either.
Nobody is, according to these people.
Because I
which
have
is just
boundaries.
yeah, it's how dare you?
I know, right?
It's awful.
Terrible.
Okay, so we're gonna get through this list, but keep this in mind, right? We are not defined by what people think about us. We can just laugh at it, and I think that'll be good.
Yeah.
Anything you trigger people because they're able to break down what they think easily, find flaws in it. I mean, there's certainly something to be said for
Okay,
that.
you guys are touching on all of the things that are in here.
All right.
They
So
just sound really true.
number one on here, things that somebody hates about INFJs is how sensitive we are to criticism. Do you consider yourself sensitive to criticism?
Depends on what you're criticizing.
If it's your singing?
Well, if I'm like trying to be serious, then
Yeah,
I
that
guess.
can kinda
But
hurt.
usually I'm singing badly on purpose.
I see this is like
I just think
silly
it's
because I
funny.
think a lot of people are just sensitive to criticism. That has nothing to do with your type, right? So it's like, you know,
It
that's it.
depends on what it is.
All right, so here we go. Number 2 on this list. No matter how well you defeat their line of reasoning or logic, they still refuse to concede defeat due to how good or ethical their ideas are. To many INFJs I've argued with, their argument essentially boils down to whether it is good or bad, and is it right just because.
Just because.
Yeah. Well, that opinion's crap because. So that's easy. Like, I can move on to the next one. I don't know, man. Do you feel like you're like the all-knowing, like all good, all ethical know-it-all? Like, I don't think any INFJ thinks that. This is why this list drives
But
me
I don't
crazy.
have a problem telling somebody when I think something they're doing is not right, especially if it's someone's bleh, that's close to
Someone's
me.
book. There's a difference between opinion and fact,
Yeah.
too. Like if somebody's trying to argue with you saying your car is green when your car is blue,
Yeah.
and like they get mad because they're like, oh, INFJs always think they're
Yeah,
right.
but is there any type of you can't know when it comes to emotion, so
Oh, that's the thing.
It's
So,
an
like,
opinion or
again,
fact,
it's like whatever.
so.
The downside to INFJs is that they have a tendency to worry over little unimportant details and need to talk endlessly about it when they are stressed.
I think the endlessly part.
I don't agree with that. I think we keep a lot of this stuff internal.
We do worry over little things.
We do
though.
worry about little things, yeah. That's fine. Are you a worrier out there? Shoot a comment in there. Should throw something in there. Just raise your hand or whatever if you consider yourself one of those stressful worrying types. I'm kind of curious to know who else out there is like me, who worries about like absolutely everything. Yeah, that's good. All right, well, we'll catch up on that. Let's see. Next one on this list.
Legit been called a witch.
Witch. I mean, was it on Halloween? Was that like a thing?
No, saw something obvious.
To most coming, and
Yeah.
now I am mystical. That person was definitely triggered. Yeah. Kim, I really wish I had less people in the comments of my channel telling me that they can predict the future and that INFJs are able to see into the future
No.
to warn people about events that have yet to come.
That would be nice, though. That'd be cool.
Right.
I'd actually enjoy that
It's
a
like,
little bit.
Look, we're not in a Marvel movie right now. We don't have these superpowers. People argue with me all the time about being a Jedi, though. That when I tell people they're not a Jedi, they get really mad.
I know.
You know.
I don't know why.
But I'm like, well, first
did
of all,
you really think you were a Jedi?
do you even have a lightsaber, bro? Like, seriously.
Like, show me your Jedi skills.
If you're out there playing with lasers that can cut things, I'm a little worried. I'm just saying.
Not psychic.
No, not at all. No.
No, I think that's our intuition in large part. You know, we're able to sense things that seem obvious, but not to other people.
Yeah, but it's like there is no predicting you can't.
No,
you can't
but
do
I
that.
think
It's like,
our intuition is higher than other types, though. So.
Sure. I mean, if you have a friend who's a straight up train wreck, you could be like, look, something bad's gonna happen. That's not mystical.
Yeah, no, that's different.
That's like something's bad gonna happen because you're making decisions that are probably pretty poor for yourself right now. That's just being a decent friend and like, you know, trying to warn somebody. That's all. All right.
They can see patterns in actions and behaviors and give a good guess on what might happen.
Probability and statistics. I like that answer. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Like, okay. I mean,
would you choose mind powers as a superpower if you could choose that? I'm not sure I would. I mean, time travel.
I wouldn't do time travel.
No. Teleportation.
But teleportation would be a lot of fun, you know.
Yeah, but would you be able to like travel through time or just within the means of
teleport
like,
through time?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I feel like I'd do something. I'd go back because I'd like, oh man, I missed this, you know, like a sale at TJ Maxx.
Wow.
And then I'd go back and I buy the socks, but like some athlete wanted to buy the socks, and then he had a terrible
I'd
game.
go back
and he
to
should have
3
won.
days
Like,
ago when that
so
nursery had that plant I wanted
You-
before we got there.
you would use your superpowers for plants.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would. Yeah, you totally would. Normal people are like, oh, I'm gonna go back and kill Hitler. You're like, well, they had a nice plant.
My ex thought I could read his mind in the future and would get angry with me when I couldn't.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, you could just make stuff up, you know? 5 years from now,
are just really
5 years from now, there's going to be 20 rabid weasels down your shorts. Have fun, right? All right, let me move on to the next one. Let's see. They wall off part of themselves and often don't let you in, even if you're trustworthy and know you wouldn't hurt them. Okay. How many of you build walls? Yeah, you build walls. I mean, I think that's like, that's...
I'm like, you're so mad about
But like,
it.
why are you mad about it? Like, if you're with somebody that's been hurt and they got some walls that are going up, or they're cautious about it, and they're not just like, you're like, yeah, like Mr. Whoever, like you could be, you know, I mean, I think caution's okay.
How am I supposed to know that you're just like trustworthy too? Though?
Right. Yeah.
Like you're just saying you are.
You could
You
go to
haven't
your
done
basement, put on
anything.
music, and wear other people's skin. Like, I don't know.
Like I still don't know if you're gonna try and kill me or something.
Me?
Yeah.
What the hell's wrong with you?
You never know. It takes time.
It takes time. I'm debating. What the hell? One of these live streams, I'll be by myself and be like, I don't know where she is.
She went to the store.
She traveled through time to get a tetrasperma that she thought was variegated. That's actually a more logical conclusion
I don't know how to be
to your
normal.
disappearing.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's all good. We're just having fun. All right.
Wow.
If you hurt an INFJ too many times, you might. This one is so extreme. If you hurt an INFJ too many times, you might as well slit your own throat. You probably won't ever be forgiven.
Right.
Okay, wait. If you hurt somebody
too
many times, like how dare they not forgive you for hurting them over and over again? What do you, like, how entitled are you? What do you expect out of somebody? See, this is the thing. People say, this is the INFJ hate thread. People are saying these things, but like listen to the words.
You know why though? It's probably because we are the type of person that will forgive you over and over and over and over again until I'm like, no.
What defines
no
too
more.
many?
And then they're like, well, you just won't forgive.
Yeah. Like I drew the line when you ate my last cookie. Like that's it. It's over. Like it's over now, You hurt them too many times. You won't be forgiven. I really...
Look, same thing. That was probably written by a narcissist. That's exactly what you said when I was reading through the list for the first time the other morning.
That is what I said. That sounds like a narcissist.
We were trying to come up with video ideas, and I Googled some stuff to see what the internet was saying about us.
Yeah.
And I couldn't help. This
okay,
one
listen.
was so
the
funny.
internet really thinks that we are monsters. No, because I am part of the internet, and you are a sweet, sweet INFJ, right? And you guys are part of the internet, and we're good, and we have a nice community and all that kind of stuff. But there are morons out there.
I think the person who compiled this list is also an INFJ, because at the bottom here she states that like there were some that they agreed with and some they didn't agree with.
Yeah, we'll get to those though.
Yeah. Just saying. I'm just saying.
All right, so let's go for an easy one.
Don't hurt me too many times.
Ambiguity can make them very unhappy. My dear INFJ and MBTI fans out there, I did. I'm going to go back to that one in a second. I wanted to get one that's smaller.
Okay.
Are you unhappy when things are ambiguous? Right? Just think about that for a second. Are you unhappy when things are when they're ambiguous? Yeah. Yeah. Ambiguity is not great.
No.
No, it's not. I think that's the J. That's the J at work.
Yeah, we like to know stuff.
Right. Things need to be, people need to be using the crosswalk.
Well, I'm from New York,
except for you.
So
right.
We don't use the crosswalk.
Yeah,
we just
I'm not
walk
big on
across the street. And
ambiguity. Can drive me a little nuts. Like I tend to dig into it and just try to find the answer. Like just let's get it to not be ambiguous. Like
Yeah, I hate ambiguity.
That's a good thing. It's the ambiguity siren that just went off. That's good. There was like a parade that went by yesterday, and it was a bunch of Jeeps playing music and honking and sounding up sirens. And
I think it was a memorial thing, but it was really loud.
It was just a loud memorial.
Yeah, we were napping.
Yeah, that was a good nap.
It was.
All right, next one. INFJs can take things very personally. Quote, cold-hearted bastard, unquote, and quote, ice queen, unquote, are probably apt descriptions if you make them mad.
You are a cold-hearted bastard.
I am not.
Am I an ice queen?
Again, you might as well just kill yourself now before they get their hands on you and enjoy watching you die. Somebody wrote that about INFJs. Like
we find pleasure in it.
Who hurt you, bro?
Yeah.
Because that person's obviously injured.
For real.
They're injured because they hurt them too many times, and now the person that they hurt is an ice queen or a cold-hearted bastard. Yeah. Put this in its proper perspective, right? Put that in its proper perspective. That's not a healthy person that is saying these things. Sometimes they take things too seriously that they know are meant in jest, but since it's serious to them, that's how they approach it. I mean, even if you're joking, if there's an element of truth to the joke, that can cut. I don't think that's.
Yeah, I don't think that's INFJ.
That is not. Yeah, that has nothing to do with an INFJ. That's just like.
Sounds like whoever wrote that's kind of a jerk.
It seems like a few of these were written by jerks.
Yes, keep that in mind. Kim said it too. Anyone can write anything, so don't be triggered by this. This is literally just randos on the internet when they were asked what they don't like about INFJs.
Right. The chances that they've actually run into an INFJ are probably pretty low. So, yeah, we're trying to make light of this thing and just like let you know, like, look, there's people out there, but like these aren't reasonable people. sharing, well thought out and civil anecdotes about their engagement with an INFJ. These are people that a lot of times are, just like I said in the toxic video, they're just reading all the memes and they're saying, oh, all INFJs think they're a Jedi. All INFJs think they can see in the future. And I hurt this person 30 times and now they're an ice queen. I don't get it.
Yeah, I can be cold to people who have hurt me that I'm forced to interact with.
Well, yeah, because you don't want to get hurt again.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong
How
with
dare us for having values. They are venting,
ridiculous.
eh? Yes, Christian, they're venting.
They are venting.
Yeah, they're mad. So that's why we said, who hurt you? Or
Yeah.
why are you so mad?
But
Somebody hurt these people, and it wasn't us, hopefully.
Right. They're directing their anger towards INFJs because they're hurt and that person said they were an INFJ.
Kim said this article should be called, I'm Not a Jerk, You're a Jerk.
It's good.
It's not what you say, it's how you say it. Yeah, there is some truth to a lot of these things. These people just sounded really triggered, and we got a good laugh out of it.
Let's throw out a funny one, right?
For sure. We thought
What this person hates most about INFJs is that they're trying to perfect themselves.
having boundaries. Some people don't like that, right? What's the problem?
No, they were trying to perfect ourselves.
Nobody ever came at me for not being an INFJ until I was like on your channel like the first time.
Right.
And then somebody was like, oh no, you have boundaries.
Yeah.
So you can't possibly be an INFJ. I mean, they said a lot more than that, but to sum it up,
Yeah.
you have healthy boundaries, so there's no way you can be an INFJ.
No,
Who even questions another person's MBTI? Like,
I literally got this comment yesterday on my channel where somebody watched a video that was, I don't know, well over a year old. And it was like, oh, another person saying they're an INFJ, never saw that before. And like, I'm just replying. I'm like, oh, another jackass on the internet. Nobody's ever seen that before. Like, seriously, what gives you that, what makes people feel so entitled that they can comment? Strangers can comment on who you are. Like, who you do, like, what your identity is as a human being. That drives me crazy. It drives me crazy.
yeah.
So how about this? This person hates that INFJs are trying to perfect themselves.
Oh.
That's terrible. How dare you look at self-growth as something serious? That's awful. Here's that. What do we got here? Don't lie to me. How dare you, Shannon? How dare you expect truth from people?
It's nice to see you too. I'm just responding.
No, that's okay. Right.
Boo boo.
No, I'm getting, this is all like, these people have these.
I think that's people misunderstanding the INFJ because we're great listeners. They think we don't have boundaries. Maybe.
I think we like to dig into a single person to learn about a single person.
Yeah,
like I'm much better on a one-on-one than I am in a group. And if I'm sitting down with somebody and like having a coffee or something like that, like meet a friend somewhere or whatever, I'll often just like, I'm just asking questions about them and their life. Like I genuinely want to know, and it helps me to hear their experience, and stuff like that. Like I like to hear about another person or what they're going through. It helps you FE a little bit, right? It helps you, if you're going through stuff, hearing somebody else go through their things and being able to offer an ear or help them out a little bit, that makes you feel good. Like, I don't think that's a bad thing. Whatever.
An INFJ growing and improving themselves? What?
How dare you?
Must be a mistype.
Must be a mistype. That's good. How about this one? INFJs totally freak out when their plans go awry, even if the change seems insignificant to everyone else.
Yo, that one low-key pissed me off.
For the record, I did want tacos, and you guys all decided on burgers, and I was a little upset.
Now I don't want to come.
Yeah,
so
now I'm not
like
going.
you should have told me.
I'm gonna sit
What
home
seemed
and
like
have
a small
tacos.
thing to you was like a deal breaker for me.
I'm gonna sit home and have tacos all by myself, while you guys go enjoy your burgers.
I want tacos.
We should do tacos. We'll do a taco live stream.
Kim says striving for perfection and thinking you are actually ever going to be perfect are two very different things.
Correct.
They look at self-growth badly because they wish they could do it.
John, I don't think you're wrong right there.
The only
Oh,
problem
buddy.
I have with my INFJ friends, they tend to always want much detail to even the simplest question, which makes
Makes
it
it
complicated.
complicated.
I don't know what you mean. I need more details.
Yeah, maybe it was complicated and they're just revealing that it was complicated. I don't know. That's a tricky one. Yeah.
That's good.
Sometimes that is a thing. All right, let's see. Let's do another one.
Taco.
Let's
Don't
see.
forget to hit the thumbs up, you guys.
Do you freak out when your plans go awry?
I wouldn't say freak out.
Yeah, I don't
but
think I like freak out.
I
but,
also
like-
try not to like really make plans.
Look, if you're an INFJ, that one of the important things I think is to make sure, really, if you're any introverted type, like if you got an I in front of your MBTI, make sure that if you're going somewhere with people, like you drive your own car. that's like rule number one. I need an escape route. I need to be able to get
Yeah.
in there and like.
That's why I always bring my car everywhere I go.
I need to make
So I
my
can just
escape
leave.
when I'm ready to make my escape. Yeah, that is kind of an important thing. It's different if you're hosting the party, then it just sucks. So there's that. Let's
Somebody
see.
said you're beautiful.
Who's beautiful?
You.
Oh, I feel beautiful today. I feel so pretty. Thank you. I appreciate that. I feel pretty
I guess
and
we
witty
know who
and
the attractive one
bright.
is in this relationship.
And I get. Wow.
The car
let's see.
thing is survival. Yes.
It is
Kelly. Always
survival.
drive your own car
Yes,
to every single thing you
100%.
have to go to, so you can leave without having to wait for somebody else.
Set an alarm on your phone.
Because
to
they
go
always
off, like-
say, "Oh, I don't want to stay late either," and then it's like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and you're like, "Hey, so remember when you said you didn't want to stay late?" And then you're the asshole because they're having a great time.
Yeah. Did you ever like set an alarm on your phone to go off like a half hour after you got somewhere?
No.
And be like, oh, and if you're having a good time, you can be like, oh, it's nothing, I'm here, I'm all yours, like this is fine. But if you're not having a good time, you can be like, oh shoot, my aardvark he needs dinner, I gotta go.
I get into this fight with my cousin all the time.
You need to
All
pet
the
aardvark.
time.
I want to pet aardvark.
She's like, "I'll drive, I don't want to stay late," and I'm like,
They really though? Yeah.
No.
All right, another one. Are INFJs, do you consider yourself trapped in a dream world? That's something they hate about INFJs, that we're trapped in a dream world.
I don't think we're trapped.
I don't think trapped is, I just prefer it there, honestly. So, I don't know. Do you consider yourself in a dream world more often than not?
Define trapped. Yeah.
Define trapped. Willingly, voluntarily trapped.
No, I definitely think we have a tendency to be in, fantasy land in our heads, but if that's not manifesting in the real world and it's not getting in the way of your life, then what's the problem?
Right. I don't know. My dream world's pretty cool. Like my dream world.
Sounds like this person was in a relationship with a really lazy INFJ.
Could be. Stuck in the dream world.
Yeah, like always thinking like some grand thing was going to happen, but not taking any action on it,
I think that because of intuition, because of NI,
Eating my own hair
INFJs
again. Why does that always happen?
INFJs will have a tendency to be idealistic and have some of those kinds of thoughts that are dreams and stuff like that. We're trying to put together the patterns.
Yeah,
We're trying
trap
to
implies
see
stuck
things.
there forcibly.
Yeah, right. It's like the difference between volunteering and being voluntold to do something. I've been
Not
voluntold
trapped,
to
but
do
definitely
things before.
prefer the dreamscapes.
Yeah. The Dreamscapes helped me write this book,
Never leave a party early.
Which,
just
by the
find a
way,
place to sleep.
is sponsoring this video and all that kind of, just please, like I say it all the time, the link's in the description. And if you'd like to support the channel and all that kind of stuff, please buy the book, review the book, and all those kinds of things. There's a link down there so you can score an autographed copy as well. I've got a couple on my shelf waiting to go out. So thank you. Anyway. All right, so here's a good one. Are INFJs are sympathetic until the person actually requires some of their social time, and that's when the INFJ runs in the other direction. Do you run away from your friends that actually need you? That to me
No.
is really stupid. That's just a dumb thing to say.
No, but I've had a lot of extroverted friends, obviously, and I have had people express feelings like that to me when we were younger. Mostly
Maybe.
because I think it's hard for them to understand why, and it's hard for us to say no. So we might like make excuses or like dance around it, and that's not because we're trying to be flaky or inconsistent. It's just because like you feel bad
No, but also
saying no all the time.
when you're younger, you don't have a handle on what you need either.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like you don't
My best friend
realize.
used to get mad at me all the time for not coming to her house. She would have parties like every weekend, and I just like didn't want to go. I went every once in a while, but I don't know if they can hear but there's music out there.
There's some good music going.
I like it when it's like at 3 o'clock in the morning. That's my favorite.
That
Having a party at 7-Eleven parking lot. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's really good.
Let me ask you this one, my dear watchers. Do you believe that INFJs enjoy too many solitary activities that keep you from forming real relationships? Too many solitary activities. So this person's mad at INFJs for being introverts, is what that.
Yeah, but when I said this the first time, you were like, "Yeah, maybe."
A little bit. I mean, we definitely like our things, but I don't think it prevents you from forming real relationships. I just think it makes the rare ones that you form more impactful.
Yeah, I think it makes it difficult to form connections with people who are super extroverted and can't understand or respect that need for you to be by yourself and do things on your own.
I don't recharge by partying.
Yeah.
That's no.
Not anymore, anyway.
That is the fastest way to just drain all hope from my being. Is throw me in a party where I don't have my car, and then I have to get up and talk to people. It's terrible. Let's see.
We have no energy. Yeah.
This is fantastic. No, I've been waiting to read this one. Okay, so the next one. INFJs look mean when they aren't, or are just thinking deeply, so they confuse people who are afraid to approach them. Can't they look dreamy and nice like an INFP? What the F?
Apparently we should be INFPs because they're dreamy. People are still responding to the last one.
Yeah.
People are saying, okay, probably a yes, but I still have a relationship.
Resting the RBF.
I love being alone, but I'm still involved with others. Yes. I've been accused of that my whole life.
My girlfriend does look cute. Thank you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Much love to India.
I do agree with that, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. If I'm thinking deeply, do I just look angry?
People used to think I hated them in high school. And then they would talk to me and they're like, "Oh, you're so much nicer than I thought you were." And I'm like, "But we've literally never spoken. So, like, why would you think I wasn't?" They're like, "Oh, I thought you didn't like me." I'm like, "But why?" They're like, "You give me dirty looks in the hallway." I'm like, "I'm literally not even looking at you. Like, I don't even know who you are.
I've never seen you before.
I'm sorry. It's fine." No, that happened like my senior year, you know, when you're like everybody's signing yearbooks and you're all saying goodbye and like people are all being nice to each other that weren't nice to each other maybe before. And I had people like talking to me and they're like, "Oh, I always just thought you didn't like me." And I'm like, "I don't know you."
No idea who you
Literally have never had a conversation with you.
Huh. I don't know. I mean,
apparently I give people dirty looks.
What's the alternative? Would it be better if you just burst out laughing hysterically?
At everybody.
If I'm alone,
if you smile at people, then they talk to you.
Yeah, no, I don't want that.
Right.
Yeah.
Do they ever think maybe I just don't want you to talk to me?
If I'm sitting there in a coffee shop and I have my coffee and I'm just like, I just gotta look, and I'm just like maybe just staring at like a table and I just have a look because I'm going through something.
You do look dreamy.
Or whatever. Like, is that better than being in the coffee shop, having your coffee, and just being like, ha ha? Like, you're gonna get people's attention in like a really wrong way if you do that.
I would really.
Like, what is that psychopath thinking?
Can you do that the next time we go to the cafe?
Burst out laughing? I'll do it in the middle of the plant places.
I've never heard that. I do get the comments about my thinking stare. Yes, that one is true. People tell me that I look scary, or they ask me if I'm okay all the time. Just
Are
let
you
me
okay?
live with my resting bitch face, please. I think maybe because they feel so positive, I lost it, around us, that when we don't look happy, it's hard for them to get. I don't know. I relate to the nicer than you were.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I definitely feel like I
So many people have told me I didn't know you were nice.
know you were
Yeah,
nice.
no, seriously. It's like, well, how are you going to know if you don't talk to me?
Right. That just means
But
that
also my face makes it
no,
so that you
that
don't
person
want
is
to talk
basically
to me.
saying,
It's
I
a
assumed you were a
problem.
bitch. Like, that's what they're saying right there.
Yeah.
That's all. It's not like I
We
didn't
are-
think you were nice.
Kim says we're best at showing our legit feelings on our faces. Most people fake smile. I never do. Okay, hardly ever. Yeah.
I'll do it for impact. I'm like, I'm great.
I do it at work.
Thanks.
I do it
Like,
at
that's
work
just like
because
that.
people
That's fine.
tip me. And if you're happy, they like you more.
They can't tell. You could be sticking out your tongue underneath that
I
mask.
know.
They have no idea.
Yeah. My favorite now is when people are just saying crap I don't care about. I'm like, I can't hear you. I'm like, I don't understand what you're saying. You know what I mean? I
Is
can't
your mouth
see your
moving?
mouth. Yeah.
Yeah, there's that. Have you ever mouthed poor words to
Maybe
somebody?
we need
like,
to smile more.
from you got a nice face. You should smile.
You should get punched in the throat.
That's so
Okay.
great. It's one of my favorite things from the Good. Do you guys watch The Good Place? It's one of my favorite shows, and Trevor is like my favorite character, and he says that to Eleanor. He's like, you should smile more, and he's a demon, so that works. Let's see. All right, some more stuff about triggering stuff about INFJs.
Smile, please.
Okay, never return phone calls. That's legit. Yeah.
Well, why are you calling me?
Yeah, I
If
need to know.
It's not like an emergency or something immediate that you need an answer to. Like, why are you calling me?
My phone rings. I watch
Unless
it.
we had like a plan
No, hold
as
on.
for a phone call, then I'm okay with that.
I'll watch the phone ring. I won't answer it, and when it's done,
I'll text
I'll
you.
text them. Be like,
Why did you call
What's
me?"
going on?
Yeah.
Can't talk right now. My phone was ringing. Yeah. I would much rather do that.
Yeah, Sue says text me first. Please always text me first.
Yeah, like 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, my family knows that. I tell my family members. I love my family members.
Return
And they're
a
like, you don't
call
answer
with
the
a
phone. I'm
text.
like, yeah, because you didn't text me. Like, so you're just like, I'm not gonna, you're great and all, but like that's not
I
how I
like
do
what
it.
Mary said. Return a call with a text, not a problem. I say a phone ringing is a request to speak with you.
I don't do demands. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, God.
Your preference does not align with what I actually want. So
Or when
there's
somebody
that.
starts video chatting you on like
That sends me into a panic.
on like Instagram or like Snapchat, I'm always like, I'm gonna assume they clicked the button by accident, and I'm just not
Yeah,
gonna
I was
answer it.
really hoping that was a butt dial for like FaceTime
Unless
or
it's you.
something. Unless it's me. Sure.
Yeah.
I get that. But usually when somebody's trying to like FaceTime call me, it's like I'm on the toilet. Like I'm not answering right. No, hi. Like like what do you do?
Yeah, I'm like in bed. I'm
who
like,
has that expectation
I'm
that you're
watching
just gonna
Netflix.
pick up
Like text me like a normal person.
yes, text and then like schedule the time to have the FaceTime call. That's an
Yeah,
easy way to
I
it.
do that with my friends that like I don't see very often. We schedule a time to have a chat because we'll be on the phone for like hours.
So how about this one? As an INFJ, do you build elaborate walls to keep people at arm's length?
They're very elaborate.
Mine's
I like to paint them
golden
and
gilded.
decorate them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
I have-
have to be hand carved.
Mine has wrought iron.
Granite, you know. Oh,
Right. And a moat.
all
I have a
right.
moat. I always wanted a moat
Just trying to like
with like sharks.
make sure your wall is cooler than mine, huh?
Can you put sharks in a moat?
I feel like you could put whatever you want in a moat.
Not like.
I mean, it's a moat.
It's a saltwater moat. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of work. How about just alligators?
Sure.
That's better. Yeah, that's good. That's fine.
I
don't know.
hadn't really
Do you
given
build
it much
elaborate walls?
thought.
I don't know why they said elaborate though. I mean, certainly everybody's got walls to some degree, right? If you've been hurt before,
Absolutely, with
you're gonna
barbed
have
wire.
with barbed
The
wire.
labyrinth.
Mine looks like a border crossing, razor wire and cameras. Yeah, I got my eye on you.
Design specific for the person. They're built to keep out.
It says your name here. Do not enter. Yeah, that would be fine. Let's
Your
see.
videos are informative and helps me a lot. Thanks a lot. You're
Oh,
welcome
you're
a lot.
Very welcome. Yeah. I'm just like, I'm hoping this list, like, don't be triggered by this list. These are people that have been
Put
hurt,
kitten
unhealthy, and don't
puppets
have like
in your mode.
who?
Kitten puppets.
I mean, it's not very intimidating.
It's not very effective.
No, not very effective.
I don't think you have any other cats, do you? Puppets?
I don't. No, I don't.
Yeah,
No,
that's
the other
fine.
ones,
We
though.
don't
I've
need
got a
more.
really good donkey though. It's a good donkey puppet. Anyway, this one is my favorite. INFJs are extremely moody when some injustice has been done unto them. Do you get moody when an injustice has been done to you? Or are you like, oh, that was cool.
That was a great
and
day.
that was a great
Yeah.
injustice.
I really enjoyed
Yeah,
getting
I'm really
yelled at
glad.
and berated by a stranger on the street
Unfairly
for no
for
reason.
something that was
Yeah.
not my fault at all. Yeah, I tend to get moody when some a quote unquote injustice has been done unto them.
Somebody says they get moody when injustices are done unto other people. Well, yeah, that too.
Yeah, but this person is
it's
saying
like
this
to
person
you.
says you will not look twice when an injustice has been done to someone else, or you'll feel bad and not do anything about it. Yeah, that does not describe any INFJ I've ever met for sure. I'm really curious as to what that injustice was. Like, what did?
Who hurt you?
Yeah, they get moody when some injustice has been done unto them. Like, my guess is this person probably did something pretty awful to somebody and was like, oh, well, that was just some quote unquote injustice. Like, I'm really sorry that I, like, you know,
Hey.
I don't know, launched it. No, a cat. We're going to get some cat time. Let's see. As an INFJ, do you tend to imagine the worst possible outcome and then brood over it? I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, like okay, actually that was pretty legit. That's pretty legit. I do. I try to think of all the outcomes though, and positive ones too.
Injustice
positive
to
outcomes are
someone
important.
vulnerable, then yes, that's not moody. I'm pissed.
Yeah, bingo. Right. Absolutely.
Always more likely to defend someone other than myself, said Cindy. I keep
Big yes. All injustices piss me off. Yeah, as well they should. Yeah. Worst possible outcome and plan for it. Plan A, plan B, plan C. There's nothing
Well, good
wrong with
for
that.
you, Mary.
Yeah, it's just knowing.
That
Like, all
must
right.
be nice.
Preparation is nice, right? Like, look, this could go sideways. If it does, I can do this. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. That's just thinking ahead. That has nothing to do with.
Expect the worst, hope for the best.
That has nothing to do with being an
I don't know.
INFJ,
People
though.
have told me that's a really negative outlook.
Expect the worst, hope for the best. Yeah, that's
How
pretty
dare
negative.
we get moody when people tread on us?
Yeah, that's terrible. Like, what? Get back to the doormat where you belong, INFJ. That's what that person is saying, and I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't know. We definitely do tend to,
Imagine the worst.
yeah.
I can imagine some pretty awful things for sure.
I get a lot of anxiety on
But
account
brood
of that.
over the wait. Do I
I
hold
don't know
on?
about brooding.
Do I imagine the worst possible outcomes? Yes. Do I brood over them? Also yes. Yeah.
I wouldn't
that's
call it that.
No, not so much. But like I also try to think of like, okay, these are things that can happen that will work out very
More
well.
like
it's-
ruminating.
Ooh. Oh, that's a good word.
Yeah, because you like make these things up in your head, and then you ruminate over it, and then you yeah, it can
Right.
get bad.
You're a ruminator.
When honestly, it was like nothing. You've said that before. Somebody like doesn't answer your texts for like an hour. You start going through all these crazy scenarios.
Yeah, and they were just like in the
and then
shower.
they were in the shower the
Like
whole
we were
time.
taking a bubble bath
Yeah.
with like some, like a whatever, and yeah, and I'm sitting here thinking like all
Unless
this
he's a
terrible
liar,
stuff
then he
happened.
wasn't in the shower.
I mean, there's that too. Yeah. So let's see.
Knows that she'll
INFJs.
believe.
Here you go. INFJs have an I mean, just laugh at this one with me, okay? INFJs have an extreme lack of tolerance. It's mostly black and white, and once they've decided, that's it.
Tolerance for what?
Do you have an
Like
extreme...
my bad for having boundaries.
I think that's what this
like,
is. That seems to be what this is referring to. They have a lack of tolerance for your bullshit. Well, yeah, like
a lack
as
of
well you should.
tolerance for injustice. A lack of tolerance for like what things that people should be intolerant
I
to.
want to say that like out of these like 50 or so things,
Extreme, yeah.
like 30 of them are written by the same narcissist, is what it seems like.
Yeah, so you just sat there from like different accounts.
Right. It would not surprise me at all.
Writing in.
An extreme lack of
I
tolerance.
go down rabbit holes too. Yeah, that's a thing.
I don't know.
Lack of tolerance while that person doesn't understand us at all.
They don't understand anything at all, right? Mostly black and white. Once they've decided, that's it. I mean, even
Care
that's
about
like
somebody. I have an immense amount of tolerance. If I don't know you, probably not. It depends on what it is. I have zero tolerance for like certain things that even if I see it happening out in public, I'm like, oh no, nope. And I will get involved in shit that is not my business.
Right? Like what?
Like if I see somebody treating another person a certain way,
Right.
especially like if it's an older person or a young woman or something like that, like there are just certain scenarios that will trigger me, and I'm like, oh no, this is not gonna happen. I'm not gonna like allow
Hell no.
this to happen and not say anything.
Right.
Nope.
All right.
Yes, you can ask questions here.
Throw in some questions.
This
We're
is
just
an
kind of bouncing
open-
around,
open
keeping this really casual.
conversation.
INFJs can never justify their intuition. This extends to immediately disliking people for reasons you'll never fathom. I mean, do you really need to justify it if you get a gut feeling and you're like, nah, that person's off?
He wants to know if, or he or she wants to know if INFJs are closed-minded.
I don't believe so. I think people can be closed-minded. Doesn't matter if they're an INFJ or not. ISTJs can be closed-minded. You know, they're more analytical and less feeling.
Not to be tacky.
Not to be tacky, but like just to draw the contrast between somebody who's a more logical thinker.
That one sounded personal, Kim said.
as opposed to a feeler. You know, but like there is no one way or the other. I don't think. Like I don't think it works that way.
I don't know.
It sounded personal. Nice, Kim. Let's see. Yeah, can never justify their intuition. I don't feel like I need to justify my intuition to anybody. If I get a weird feeling about something,
I'm
like
not
that's the weird
also just
feeling.
not going to immediately dislike somebody for like no reason at all. Like I have to have a reason. I mean, sometimes you just get a bad vibe about somebody, but not to the degree where you'd be like, I hate this person. I never want to be around this person when they haven't done anything.
Right. If anything,
it's just that when they do something, I'm going to be like, well, you know, I kind of had a feeling.
Okay, so I've talked about this numerous times, right? I ran a martial arts school for about a dozen years. And sadly, I got used to people coming in that had motivations that they weren't upfront about. And I would get vibes about these people when they came in, and they were trying to integrate themselves like fully into everything involved in the business too quickly, things like that, where I'm like, okay, I have a gut feeling about this person, but I'm going to let the actions speak, you know, and not just close them off or anything like that, because you never know. Somebody can be really awkward and they want to be involved and want to be helpful, you know, so it takes some patience to really understand what somebody's actual motivation is if you're getting a weird feeling about them. I don't think INFJs or anybody else in particular, unless you are really unhealthy, you shouldn't, like, a very unhealthy person is going to say, no, I don't like them, I'm never going to talk to them, without
that's just weird.
ever engaging, right? So I don't think there's anything to do with INFJ.
The joy catcher said, I found out sometimes years later I was right about someone and dodged a bullet. Kim said,
open-minded with a filter. Yes, Therese. Absolutely.
Kim said non-INFJs get gut feelings too.
Exactly.
We may just tend to run the fictional scenarios a bit more than most.
Right. That's back to that
point.
whole expecting the worst thing or whatever.
Yeah.
But really.
I really do expect the worst from people, honestly.
Yeah. You still think I'm out to murder you. What is up with you? Why you gotta do me like that? All right. Okay, so the person who compiled this list listed this next one as the one that they disagree with the most. So let's see where you are on this. INFJs, pitifully and disgustingly emotional. Here's a tissue, you gross, leaky-eyed crybabies.
Wow. Wow.
Who hurt you, bro?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's, yeah.
How
Pitifully
insensitive
and
are you?
disgustingly
Like, I'm sure
emotional.
that was probably a really whiny, annoying INFJ that they were in a relationship with.
That was
Don't get
probably
me
an
wrong.
unhealthy person for sure, but like...
But that was also another unhealthy person.
Obviously.
Person.
If you're randomly going onto the internet
Not
and ranting at INFJs about being disgustingly emotional, you're not a well-balanced human being. I mean, I think
Probably
that's what it
not,
comes down
no.
to. Yeah. No, that person needs some meditation time or something. I don't know. These are some really good ones. Yeah. I don't know. Do you consider yourself pitifully and disgustingly emotional? Like, that's just really...
Who would?
That's really awful, yeah.
That's... What?
See, this is the thing. And this is the stuff that, like, people say about INFJs out there, and it's like, you know,
Yeah.
this is...
Maybe
there's
ask
no
why
reason...
you're uncomfortable with someone expressing their feelings.
I mean, that's a good start, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
We cry alone in the shower where we won't make others uncomfortable. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, so how about this one? As an INFJ, you can sit and rant for 3+ hours and then actually expect to be listened to without somebody getting bored or falling asleep.
I do fall asleep a lot of the time when you're talking.
Yeah, but we're usually doing stupid BuzzFeed quizzes and stuff,
Yeah.
so that's fine. Yeah. Like, which dessert are you, according to which outfit you liked at the VMAs in 2012?
They were all bad.
I'm a cinnamon bun. I know.
Cinnamon bun.
I went shopping this morning
Guys,
and I got all the stuff I needed to make vegan gluten-free cinnamon buns with like the icing and everything. Yeah, no, I need to do that.
You fucking spoil me. Sorry. It's aggressive.
Wow, that
My
was
bad.
really aggressive. Sorry.
If you guys want to see us doing like some vlogging and stuff too, you could check out my channel. I posted a video,
Yeah.
I don't know, a few days ago of us
You're always hanging
doing
out
things and stuff,
doing crazy
I
stuff.
thought we might vlog a little bit later today.
I'm gonna try and make some cinnamon buns. Yeah, that'll
and
be up
things
there at
like
some
that.
point.
So
That's good.
even if you don't love the plant stuff, there's still some content of us just being
Just hanging out and doing our
weird
thing.
in there, and I'm editing it, so I leave in more of the weird stuff.
Yeah, you do. Like that time I was acting
Because
like
your
a dolphin in
videos
a
are
hot tub.
like informational and like more serious most of the time.
Sometimes. I mean,
That's what I
try.
like the vlog format
Right.
for, though. 'Cause,
Yeah,
like,
and I want to
just
do
be
that, but
silly.
that just feels like a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
What's your channel? John, if you just look in the description, Jacqueline's channel is linked in the description of all the videos.
Hey. I
Or
told you to
just-
put me in the description for that reason, and you didn't
You are in
do
the
it.
description.
I am?
Well, you're always in the description. I have you by
Oh.
default going into the descriptions. Oh, I see. I see how it is now.
I said hey in the chat too. I think you can just click on me if you're on your desktop or your laptop. I don't know if you can on the phone, but
Right. All right, so next one. Do INFJs hold grudges for long periods of time?
that's called just being done with you, boo.
Yeah.
Like,
I
don't
hold
do
boundaries
grudges.
for a long period of time. It's not a grudge. Hey, listen, there's a quote, and it's by Tupac. And he says, just because I don't want to have dinner with you doesn't mean I don't want you to eat.
No,
Like,
just because I don't want you
it
at
just-
my table.
At my table means I don't want. It doesn't mean I don't want you to eat.
Yeah.
And I really like that quote. Like, yeah, I want the best for you and all that kind of
A
stuff.
lot of his quotes.
I just don't
Man was
like a lot of times. I
insightful.
just don't want you to be around me while you're doing it. So, yeah, that's a good one, man. That's a
Oh, thank you, Sean. said the last vlog was great.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm so glad that watching me cry for 3 minutes was entertaining for you.
Okay.
It's not a grudge, it's a
Same for
decision.
INTJs,
Yeah.
Right. Right. All right. Let's see. Do you, as an INFJ, pretend to listen and consider alternatives when reality you've made up your mind and it's not changing?
Only if it's about my outfit, when I ask you which shirt I should wear.
You ask me that question, and there's no right answer.
No.
There's zero right answers.
No.
You're like, which one of these do you like? And I'm like, okay, if I pick the one that she wants, because you've already made up your mind, then I just don't know how to get it right. I'm gonna flip a coin.
You have to pick the right one, that's how you get it right.
But what if I don't pick the right one?
We have a 50-50 chance usually.
I don't. It just puts that's a lot of pressure. I can't do it. They're both great. She doesn't like hearing that either.
I
Yeah.
don't grudge, I door slam.
Oh, there's that. Do you pretend to listen to and consider alternatives when you've already made up your minds? I mean, I think that demonstrated by you asking me which one I like for things when you give me a choice, like a fictional choice.
No,
to
I
pick something.
want you to validate my choice though.
But then I get it wrong, and then it just makes
But
it
then
worse.
I get to argue with you about why you're wrong.
My answer's got to be, I don't care. I just picked one because I know.
And
I
that validates my choice. So either way, you're validating my choice.
My INFJ superpowers told me that I would end up in that situation anyway, so it just doesn't even matter. There you go.
I learned a lot about me from your videos, David. Thank you.
Well, you're very welcome. I learned a lot about me from watching my videos.
Vegan creation does sound yummy. Cindy and Kim both agree that you should make those.
Yeah, that's going to be a thing. I picked up a big old bag of Bob's Red Mill gluten-free flour just to do this upright. I hope I have cinnamon. Yeah,
I
there's
have cinnamon.
Yeah.
I just used it this morning.
Okay, there you go. So that's good.
Always gotta have cinnamon. It's my favorite.
INFJs can be overly cuddly and cold and distant.
Well, pick one, dude.
I know. I'm sorry that I have a range of emotions.
Well, I feel this is how I just pictured it in my head. Oh, I want to cuddle with you. And they're like, no, you're annoying, get away. And then you're like, oh, sad in the corner. And then when they want to cuddle you, you're like, no, because you don't want to
Maybe. I don't know.
Listen, I've been in that
This makes
relationship.
no sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Overly cuddly and cold and distant.
That's somebody
the
who's
same time.
frustrated with an INFJ right there.
Right. I mean, sometimes you're not in the mood to cuddle. Sometimes you're happy. Sometimes you're cold and distant. Sometimes you're engaging.
You're never not in the mood to cuddle.
I'm big on that. Yeah. I like comfort.
Sometimes I feel like I'm annoying you,
The comfort's good. No, you don't annoy me.
and you're not.
No.
Surprisingly.
It's weird, right?
Yeah.
It's weird.
Should be annoying.
You're like, I'm used to everybody being annoyed by me.
Yeah.
It's great. Let's see. Do you, as an INFJ, believe that you understand people better than they understand themselves?
Usually.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I think you've got to get to know somebody really, really well to be able to say, look, I know you in this situation, probably better than you know yourself. But that just comes from being an observant person. But understand, I don't know. I don't know about that one.
Sometimes people can't see the things on their own.
All right, yes or no question to everybody out there.
See, sometimes with people that are close. Sometimes people are saying
With people that are close. Yeah, with people that are close. I think that's the trick. Yes or no question for you, right? I just want to see a bunch of yes or no answers popped up and then we can talk about it. Do you believe that you are high maintenance? Because this one says they hate the idea of being high maintenance, but they are anyway. Do you think INFJs are high maintenance? Yeah? Yeah? You feel called out on that one?
Yeah, I think we're needy.
I think it's important for us to feel understood by the people that are close to us, but I don't think that's high maintenance. Having a desire to be understood is not high maintenance.
Most people are saying no.
Yeah. high maintenance. Like, oh, here comes the INFJ again. Like they're blowing up my phone because they need something.
Oh, some people are saying
I think
that.
it's more of a case where
I think we tend to think of high maintenance as like the girl who takes too long to get ready in the morning. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I definitely try not to be that girl.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't consider INFJs or INTJs or like, I don't consider that kind of a type, that introvert type, to be
Yeah, we
so high
are generally
maintenance.
people pleasers.
We are, but like, are you reaching out to people? Like, do you really have friends that are like, oh, like, here's the annoying INFJ again on my phone, texting me again? Like, we're not needy to that degree. I really do think it comes
Needy
from...
emotionally,
I think it comes from wanting to be understood.
Cindy
more than
says,
anything
but
else.
not always physically.
Yeah, I think it comes from wanting to be understood. More than anything else. I may standards, but they affect me more than anyone else. I don't think I'm high maintenance for other people. Right, yeah, see? Kind of like that. Crap. Well, you're welcome for that realization.
No.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, you know, everybody has their own definition of what high maintenance might mean.
Right. Right.
I definitely am not low maintenance.
You're maintenance. It's not high or low. You're mid-maintenance.
I like my routines. Yeah. Needy emotionally. Because
Yeah,
we
but you
wanna
want to be
make a deep
understood by
connection.
somebody. Like, right?
Yeah.
You want to, like, it's nice to know that somebody, like, can see you and read you. Like, you know, that there's somebody that you could reach out to
I'm
if you need
needy
something.
in other ways, too. Like, I'm hungry a lot.
You are hungry
And I
a lot.
get cranky when I don't eat.
That's why cinnamon buns are going to happen. But then you're going to get mad about the cinnamon buns because you're going to say that I'm just trying to
You're
make you
making
fat.
me fat.
And then it's going to be, we're going to have
He's trying to make me fat.
we're going to
you
go to the
guys.
gym later, next week. You eat cinnamon buns now. It's fine. Wait do you smell them? Smell like baking cinnamon? Yeah, there's that. All right, so that's
You're
kind of
making me
thing.
hungry and we literally just ate. Food is very important. Yes.
Food
Yes.
is very important.
What is your favorite snack to have when you're like
Oh.
craving something?
When you're feeling snacky, what is it? Please don't say a bag
I
of
want
Funyuns.
those chocolate covered chocolate things.
That's how much you love chocolate. Is you need to have
chocolate covered
you need
chocolate.
cocoa beans covered in dark chocolate. Yeah,
It's literally chocolate
they're
covered
really
chocolate.
good though. They are really good.
Trader Joe's has the best snacks.
Did you ever do chocolate covered espresso beans?
I can't do like coffee and espresso.
Those used to launch me through my day.
Well, that's the thing. It makes me really jittery. It's
Yeah.
not the caffeine though. There's something else.
When I was a young lad, I would have a handful of chocolate covered espresso beans
I
and a
thought you were
Mountain
gonna
Dew.
like start singing a song.
When I was a young lad, I used to have espresso beans and a Mountain Dew. Like, it's a thing, right? That'd be good. I'm gonna record that song.
You guys, this is what our regular
This is what it's like.
Conversations
This
are
is
like-
what it's like all the
because
time.
we can't edit a live stream.
Yeah, so you're getting
Alright.
all the crazy stuff too.
Chocolate and ice cream. Yes, dark chocolate covered anything.
Right.
As long as it's like doesn't have confectioner's glaze on it because that's nasty.
I
like
love
to eat
cheese
by
too,
myself.
but cheese doesn't love me quite as
No,
much.
cheese and I don't get along.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I do have like fake cheese that I put on crackers. I like that. And then remember the mutts? We had like
The
the
mutts?
fresh mutts with the tomatoes.
Yeah, no, that was good.
That was good, but
Yeah.
it was the Daya, right? No.
That was the
Viole?
Mycos. I think it was the Mycos cashew. It's like cashew cheese.
There's really good
It's
vegan
cashew
alternatives for cheese these days compared to years
You
ago.
gotta, it's mutts. You
Mutts.
got a mutts. Yeah.
The mutts.
Right. There's some schmutz on your mutts.
Mozzarella.
Mozzarella. I like it with a croissant. Let's see.
Yeah, everybody loves ice cream and chocolate. That's what you didn't get at Whole Foods.
What?
The birthday cake ice cream.
I didn't get the birthday
But
cake
it's okay
ice
because you
cream.
got cinnamon
Just have to make them.
stuff.
All right, so a couple more of these, right? Let's go. Underneath all of the INFJ marshmallowy niceness is a razor's edge.
Marshmallow.
I like how you squeezed me because I'm squishy and white. like a
I'm just
marshmallow.
I'm about squishy.
And good in a s'more. I don't know. A razor's edge underneath all the marshmallowy niceness. One comment, they're saying that you just sit there and you stare and you look like you got RBF, and the next one is we're all marshmallowy niceness and with a razor's edge. So like, I have no idea. These are just anecdotes of people that have run into people that have said they're INFJ or think they're an INFJ, and this is their, like, without ever knowing, and this is just what they think of it. It's kind of ridiculous. All right. How about this one?
You guys are great. Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you. I get annoyed when INFJs think about all the possibilities of a situation, all the what ifs, then freak out over a theoretical situation when it hasn't even happened yet and probably won't. Okay, a little guilty of that.
Yeah, you are.
That one hits close to the mark.
Yeah.
That one hits close to the
Kim says this writer is painting us as bipolar. These are multiple, every single one is a different person.
Yeah, these are all different.
Presumably, anyway.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think 30 of them are written by the same narcissist, but other than that, there's probably 10 different people.
Yeah.
I wonder what that thread looked like. It was just one dude saying all these
All
things
the
over and
things
over again, and probably everybody being
blue
like,
chips
dang.
and salsa, yes.
We're still on food?
I'm sorry, I like
I
food.
was on getting annoyed about possibilities and freaking over theoretical
Yeah, a
situations.
lot of people are saying that they're guilty of doing that.
Freaking out over a theoretical situation that hasn't happened yet? Yeah, I do that all the time. All the
Prime
time.
says, yeah, that annoys me too, and I'm an INFJ.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Angela says, LOL, that's one of the hardest aspects for me, being an INFJ. So guilty.
Right.
Oh, well, that's me, says Mary. Theoretical ideas very often. Bad Kitty says, yep, always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I irritate myself more than I irritate anybody else or ever have. I'm
I don't know,
irritated
you can be
with myself pretty.
irritating sometimes.
Wow. Wow. All right. No, that's fine. Somebody's
I'm
getting.
just kidding.
One of these cinnamon buns contains X-Lax.
Wow.
That's right. You want
Wow.
a cinnamon bun? It's
Do
like
you guys hear this?
it's like a
abuse?
Russian roulette with a cinnamon bun. Like, which one is the one that's gonna do really bad things for your digestive system?
What if I've built up an immunity to it?
That'd be pretty epic. You
And
could
then
trick
I
all
give
sorts
you-
of people.
I give you that one.
That was good. This is like straight out of, what is it? Iocane
Princess
powder. It was from the
Bride.
Princess Bride,
Yeah,
right?
that's what I was
Yes, it's
thinking
odorless
of.
and colorless. I built up an immunity to iocane. That's good. Let's see.
I love that scene. I didn't think you knew where I was going with that.
That
Cinnamon
movie's-
bun roulette. With a little poop emoji.
Working hard to
The
validate
scene
the
in
razor's
Dumb and
edge.
Dumber, actually.
Oh gosh,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
that
bad.
one was really bad.
Oh, I drive myself insane sometimes.
Yeah, when the toilet was broken too,
Yeah.
like, and he only found
That's
that out.
terrible.
That was a really bad.
That scene is so uncomfortable.
Do you want to hear the most annoying sound in the world? Never mind. All right, let's see.
Do you guys have imaginative arguments with the person in your head? What?
Oh, all the
you-
time.
I don't know what that means.
I
What you
argue with
wish you said in
people.
front of them?
Yeah, but usually it's like I'll wake up, like a couple nights ago, remembering an argument that I had with somebody 20 years ago, and be like, I should have said this. That sucks.
That's why I like text messages.
Yeah, because then you can text them and you can be like, remember that time 20 years ago when you said this? Well, take that.
You write it out and you leave it there for like a day, and then you come back and you read it again, and then you can add to it or take parts out. Like, you never send it when you're still mad.
How often do you delete it as opposed to revise and send?
Oh, I usually delete it.
Usually delete it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Leave it unsaid.
Until like the 7th time. Then,
You're like,
and then
"All
I'm
right,
like, fuck it.
I've gone through this enough time. Just send. Turn off the phone, toss it across the room, put it in the bath water.
Selena says, yes, I hate thinking of comebacks 2 days later.
It's the best. And I'm like, well, I can enjoy it by myself.
I like the part when he says, so you're telling me there's a chance.
That's right. So you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah.
Then
Then you read it again and delete it. Yep. Oh, you can make up whole scenes, get it out of my system so I don't take it out on the person. Yeah, I've done that before, Mary. That's why I find it helpful sometimes to write out. I'll write the message that I want to send to somebody like in my notepad. And sometimes just getting it out, I feel better, and then I don't feel like I have to send it.
It's like journaling, right? It's kind of in a way like a journaling.
Except
thing.
for it's not 1998, so I'm doing it on my smartphone.
1998.
Yeah, we used to have like those diaries when I was a kid that would have like the really elaborate like like security thing on it, like with the. It would like be your voice.
Right.
Like, well, it seemed like it for a children's toy. You know what I mean? You'd have to have like the key or like the voice thing.
You bust out your composition notebook and your 4-color pen and just like, write all your stuff in there.
90% delete.
90% delete.
Yeah.
Write messages that go nowhere all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In my
If
head,
I ever do that, I'll
sometimes I write
delete
it
the name
down.
of the person it's going to just so I don't hit send by accident and like it goes there. Like I've
That's
done
why
that
I do
before.
it in my notepad, though.
Yeah, so it's not like there's no
And then
mistaking.
it's not
like
up
it's
there.
not gonna.
It's not like up there at the top as a draft like all day long.
Right.
Because that's annoying too.
Yeah, because then like you're just writing it.
How
it's
many
late.
times have I accidentally
You're
hit
holding
send?
the phone over your face at night and then you drop
Drop
it and
it.
it hits send because it hit your nose on the send button and you're like, oh crap. Well, I'm gonna go crawl into
The
a hole
amount
and
of
die.
times I've heard the loudest thud from the phone, like hitting my chest cavity. And I'm just like, ow.
Right.
It's one of those things that doesn't really hurt. You just say ow because it's a reaction.
Because it's just an ow. Let's see. As an INFJ, do you seem to be straightforward to the point of destroying dreams and grounding people?
Selena says she keeps a Word document to check for grammar.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
That's taking it to another level. Girl.
You know what? Like Grammarly could do well with.
Oh my god, invisible ink pens. Yes. Okay, no, except for I used to watch, sorry, sidebar, Mary-Kate and Ashley's like adventures. And they were like, what was it? We'll solve any crime by dinner time, right? Okay, whatever. If my cousin was here, she'd be dying. You're too old.
I'm too old. Yes.
And I think they had an episode like that where they would use like milk or something to write it on the paper and you couldn't see it. I don't know. And then like they would dry it with a blow dryer.
When the last time I saw Mary-Kate and Ashley, they were like 3, like with Bob Saget.
Wait, no, did you see
Saying
the
stupid
meme
stuff
of
like-
them on the scooter?
Oh, what? Where they were looking like they hated life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the one where they looked like they were wearing trash. What were they doing? They were like carrying trash bags and like something into the woods.
There's a whole website, and it's Mary-Kate and Ashley doing fun things, but looking like they hate them.
No, except
Like
for this
it
was
was a
really
thing.
weird. They were like going into the woods with like
Trash bags.
with like really weird items that
Oh,
like
all right.
you don't.
No, that I'm not
I
sure.
don't really.
I do not know. Let's see.
Sorry, my brain went off
That's okay. We're gonna get back on here.
on a tangent because of the invisible ink.
Do you seem to
That's
be?
how you know I'm an INFJ.
Do you seem to be straightforward to the point of destroying dreams? I don't even understand that. INFJs seem to be straightforward to the point of destroying dreams and grounding people.
Oh yeah, you are the destroyer of dreams.
The destroyer of dreams?
Maybe Mary-Kate and Ashley are INFJs.
You know, next time I do a video, you know
They're
how
probably
like
two different types and they hate each other.
I have that little blue bar that comes up where I have my name and it says author INFJ. And the next one I have to do has to be author INFJ destroyer of dreams.
Destroyer of dreams.
That's
I don't feel like that's
that's
accurate at all.
No, that's ridiculous. Seem to think they know better about other people than those people do about themselves. There's been a couple of those. Even when all evidence points to this being impossible.
Shoot, excuse me.
Well, you use the word evidence, like.
I think that's more INTJ.
Definitely some logical thought process going on.
Oh, sometimes people are being unrealistic or delusional, like the girl I work with who thinks she's just gonna manifest herself into being a famous actress.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, so like, what have you done?
Manifested?
I'm just gonna manifest.
I was
it.
manifesting.
Yeah,
I'm gonna manifest some cinnamon buns later is what I'm gonna do.
that's fine. I don't know people who have been trying to do it for years.
All right, so how about this one? will not integrate without social expectations, i.e., an INFJ will never work into a group dynamic without trying to set it.
Asshole, I am the destroyer of dreams.
So this one is you.
What?
You're not paying attention.
I was reading Kim's
I
comment.
know, but look, it's never work into a group dynamic without trying to set it, because we had this conversation.
Well, here's the thing.
When you're like at a lab.
Here's the thing. I will sit back and I will observe and I will wait and see if somebody takes the reins and if they're competent enough to like actually really be the leader.
Right.
Because I want a good grade.
Otherwise,
But I don't want to have to do all the leadership work.
Right.
But if you're all going to be a bunch of incompetent idiots, then I'm going to have to step up and be the leader so that we can get it done in a timely manner. That makes sense. People will go like they'll sit there for 20 minutes just trying to figure it out. And I'm like, you guys, like it's not, the directions are literally like right in front of you.
I knew this one would trigger her. That's why I wanted to make sure that we got that point of view on it. Yeah. Let's see. Do you, as an INFJ, believe that the mundane is wild and walking slightly off the path is quote-unquote living dangerously?
I don't even know what that means.
That so boring things are just wild and anything slightly outside of your comfort zone is living dangerously.
I disagree with
Yeah, I think anybody can get outside of their comfort zone on something. I mean, I'm not going to go parachuting anytime soon because I don't want to hurl at Earth at however many hundreds of miles an hour. But like, there's a difference.
Who wrote that?
To some people, going to the grocery store in the morning of Super Bowl Sunday is living dangerously, and I probably wouldn't argue with that, especially during the pandemic.
The mundane can be wild.
It can be. Do INFJs do a lot of dishing out, but take anything that comes back quite badly?
I don't think we dish out.
This is the whole INFJs are oversensitive, like you're oversensitive, being oversensitive, etc., etc.
Maybe you were just being a douche.
Yeah, I mean, there's a possibility of that, for sure. Do a lot of dishing it out, but taking anything that comes back quite badly? No. I feel like if anything, I think a lot of people say something to you that's just like a dig, and if you return that dig, they're just like, well, you went too far, or something like that. So my thing is, if you're going to dish it out, you should be able to take it, right?
Yeah.
I think that's normal.
Of
I think
course.
that's
Don't
normal.
cry about it if you're
Yeah.
going to give someone crap.
I dish it out. I admit it. See, yeah, there you go. Dish it out. We can take things coming out as badly. It's not grounded in fact. Well, okay, there's that. I don't critique people most of the time. I try not to, unless somebody directly asks me for advice, I tend to not offer it, just like, what's the word? Willy-nilly.
Willy-nilly.
That's a good word.
Don't
I have to play
ask
this
for
back.
advice
What was
if
my
you're
song
going to
about the
argue
espresso
with
beans?
it.
The espresso beans and Mountain Dew. Something espresso beans.
I don't know.
We'll have to watch it back.
It was a good song.
That was a good
though.
song. I'm gonna have to remember that one.
I have songs that I sing to my cat or about my cat.
You do have cat songs.
Mm-hmm. Depends on what activity we're doing.
All right. This one's a little longer, but I think it's an important one for us all to hear because this is just really, yeah. All right. As an INFJ, sometimes whatever is going on isn't even tangentially related to them at all.
Didn't we have to look up if that was
Hold
a
on.
word?
And they will just start on about themselves using keywords that they seem to have randomly selected from other conversations. Many times a conversation about, say, floor polish will descend into conversation about their feelings before I even know what is going on, and suddenly I am shoehorned into a conversation about how someone's dad never loved them when all I wanted to know was whether I should buy the orange-scented or the lemon-scented floor polish.
It's not wrong. They're not wrong. You guys, they're not wrong.
Also, buy the lemon-scented. The orange-scented isn't as good.
Yeah, that's gross.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never had somebody ask me what kind of floor polish they wanted to purchase and then had me run into a deep emotional scar about my childhood.
No.
Like, that is not something.
But
I'm not that kind of an oversharer.
no, but we do that.
We definitely can.
Example.
Our NI can absolutely connect things in like really weird ways.
Not quite like that, yeah, but things can go off. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I literally just went off on a tangent about Mary-Kate and Ashley, you guys, over like one comment about invisible ink pens.
Right.
Yeah.
I went on that whole thing about Zamfir and his magical pan flute.
Yeah, that was good. I enjoyed that.
Right.
I was washing my dishes laughing out loud in the kitchen by myself.
I don't even know what got me there. I don't remember what got me there.
I don't.
It was something. That was in the last video I did. But it just it goes to show you how your intuition,
that's
like
pretty accurate.
all these things can just kind of connect in some really weird way, and then you end up on some like kind of strange topic. But if it's something like personal and emotional, I gotta know somebody
I don't
really,
usually
really
give
well.
one-word answers. Yeah, none of you do.
Here's the next one. This one's great. INFJ, you analyze the shit out of everything in everyone else's lives, but in your own life, it takes you weeks to figure out what you feel about things in a true sense.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not even gonna argue with that.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna argue with you. Actually, it's a legit critique. Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guilty.
Yeah,
True.
I mean, I've done that.
Yep. Everybody's agreeing. Yep. Pretty much. Yes. Yep.
I'll
Next.
figure it out eventually. I'm glad we're in agreement on these. Everybody's like, yeah, let's moving right along.
That's probably the most accurate one. I think we're all in agreement that that one's true. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. No, not accurate at all. Analyzing things too much. Who, me? I'm going to go analyze this question now for a while. I'll be analyzing this until my next video.
Yeah.
Thumbs up. What if INFJs aren't actually the rarest type? I don't believe we are, but that's just me, and there's absolutely no study
cares?
anywhere at all, and it doesn't matter. So
cares?
it makes no difference. And that's why the argument that people make of, well, you just want to be an INFJ because you're the rarest is complete and total crap.
No, I would love to not be an INFJ so I could stop being so damn complicated.
I like that you're complicated.
I
That's
like that
good.
you like that I'm complicated.
No, it's good because like
It's
you
good.
never know what you're gonna
It
get.
works.
Sometimes, but everything can just be cured by feeding you
Somehow.
crunchwraps.
Yeah, this works.
Yeah, it does. It works
Yeah.
out. If you're an INFJ, does everything have a meaning?
Yeah.
Because that's something that this person's very annoyed with. They said everything has a meaning for INFJs.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, I looked at the clock and it was 12:15, and on December 15th, I tripped over a tree. I'm really bad at coming up with examples on the fly. Okay.
Right, like you went to Starbucks and you ordered something and they spelled your name wrong on the cup, and you're like, should that have been my name? Did I lead this entire other life as this person, as Jay Quellen, instead of Jacqueline? I could have been Jay Quellen. Jay Quellen.
People have called me that.
Put my foot up your... Yeah. That was a really funny skit, though. Aaron. Aaron was the best.
Our genuine care for others is rare, not our MBTI type. That's a good point.
You are not defined by your type. Just because you're an INFJ doesn't mean you think one thing or another. It's like, and that's the thing. That's what this list is intended. That's what reading these things is intended to do. It's just like, you're not defined by any of this stuff. Like, you are an individual first, period. You have your own experiences, your own life that you've led over all those different years and everything else. For me, it's something that I try to keep in mind often when some idiot comes onto my page who I've never seen or talked to before and throws all sorts of judgments at me. I'm like, well, they weren't there when I was doing this, and this. Doppelgangers. There's somebody across the world that looks exactly like me, and now I get, yeah. You ever think that weird doppelganger thing? Did we see something like that?
Yeah.
About how they were like analyzing people that weren't twins?
Yeah, but
that was neat.
The conclusion basically was that it's usually the nose. If you have like the same nose
that's
as
what
somebody,
makes people
that's what makes people think that you look alike.
that you have a doppelganger.
Apparently, Sandra Bullock has a big nose like me because everybody says I look like her.
You do. But you also got
She
a little
has
bit
a
of this
cute little
sassy
nose.
Sandra Bullock kind of attitude, you know.
We have similar facial
Right.
structure.
Sadly,
But otherwise,
I don't look like
it's
Keanu.
usually... No, who do people say you look like? Who does he look like?
Do I resemble any kind of a... there's one celebrity that everybody...
Sandra Bullock is my favorite, too.
There's one celebrity that everybody said I remind them of. And I'm curious because I don't think I do anymore. I did when I didn't have facial hair for sure. But like now I don't think I look like him as much. I've been told the dude from Scrubs. I don't know what his name is though.
Oh, Zach Braff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
I
been
could
told that I
see
resemble
that.
him. And then
Doppelgangers as a concept creeps me out, and I legit have an identical twin. Does that even make sense?
the other one
Me and
was
my cousin look a lot alike, though, so.
the other one was Brendan Fraser. People always told
Yeah.
me that I look like Brendan Fraser.
That's, I think so.
But like a
I
cool
can see
The
that.
Mummy Brendan Fraser, not like
Yeah.
Encino Man Brendan
No.
Fraser, you know.
I can see that.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see.
Saw my twin on Google. Have you ever tried to look up people that had like the same exact name as you?
No.
I found one other.
My nephew has the same name as me, so I'm
Well,
just like, oh, hi, Dave.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I found one other Jacqueline Hall that spells it the same as me
Really?
on the internet.
Did you say anything? Were you like, hey, what's
No.
up? Why not? Did you see that whole
Because as
thing
far as I'm concerned, she doesn't exist.
about the guy named Josh who got onto Facebook and found like hundreds of other people named Josh, and then said like, look, on this date you need to be here because we're gonna narrow it down to one person that gets to keep the name. And then a whole bunch of people showed up, and it was a kid that won the battle, and so they're like, well, he can still be named Josh. I thought that was really funny. That was good.
Coolest Brendan Fraser is Robot Man from
Doom Patrol.
I don't know. What
I don't know that one. Airheads Brendan Fraser was
Sandra
pretty
Bullock
cool
is
though.
an ENFP.
Did you ever see Airheads? You saw Airheads, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good movie. I liked it. Yes, I watched it. Yeah. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, look up the Josh fight, and you'll see all about it. It's actually it's kind of like it's like an uplifting little story. Yeah. All right, so we got 5 more of these that I want to burn through, right? First, INFJ, you have 2 emotions, bliss and despair, all in different degrees.
Isn't that everybody?
But if it's bliss and despair and all the different degrees, doesn't that just mean you have emotions?
I don't know. I'm not good at being like in between though. I've said that before.
I'm
Like
gonna
I don't know
parse
how
these
to be
one.
normal. I don't know how to. I'm either like really happy and excited about things, or I'm like depressed.
Also, it's not despair. They wrote despair.
Oh, despair.
No despair. Oh, I have such despair. It's like a Shakespeare thing. Like, what does that actually mean? Yeah, bliss and despair in all different degrees. What degrees of despair do I have? Yeah, I mean, just saying that you have 2 emotions, bliss and despair, and then saying there's different degrees just means that you
I feel like
you
I am
emote.
never in a normal basic state. Yeah, I feel the same way. I don't know how.
Like I view many to be. But when you see other people in that normal state, are you actually seeing what's really going on? See, it goes to the whole social media thing. Like, people put their best on Instagram, and they put their best everywhere. Like, you're not actually seeing the issues that person's going through, right? Enneagram 4 stuff. Joyce, that's right.
Kim said we do have a lot of despair.
We do have a lot of despair. I'm depaired all the time. Right. Being content is a good satchel of helpful goods. Okay.
That's funny. I only feel normal when I'm working on my passion.
What is your passion? Ooh, write your
such
passion.
Sweet despair.
Oh, such sweet despair.
Oh my god. My goodness. No,
Yeah.
I actually had considered the fact that I might have been bipolar before I found out that I was INFJ, and that some of those things were more like normal INFJ cognitive, like unhealthy INFJ
Right.
cognitive functions at work.
Yeah. I don't know. Did you sit down with
I
somebody?
can't stop thinking about I want cinnamon buns too, Kim, but we have there's so many other
I'm gonna
things
do
to
it.
today first.
I'll see if I can get to them today. I'll throw a picture on Instagram, and we can all, well, you can look at them, but I'll eat them.
Girl,
sorry.
start oil painting. Why not? You don't have to be perfect.
Yeah. Just get it done. I mean, look. This, like, first draft, when I first started writing stuff, and then I went through and I started to do some edits on it, and I was like, oh, this is terrible.
No.
But, like, it takes time. Like, you can't edit what you didn't write, right? And, like, you can't learn if you don't do the craft. And if it's something that you're passionate about, well, then who cares if you're not Picasso, you're not Stephen King, you're not all those different things. Also, like, Picasso drew 2 eyes on the same side of the head, so, like, really, how good was he anyway?
I mean, when it comes to,
good.
like, art like that, I mean, it's subjective.
It's very subjective. Outline is coming along. Yes, Kim, just write the words. Get them down. You can do it. Let's see. As an INFJ, are you unable to take your own really good advice? Do you dish out advice and not take your own advice? Mm-hmm. Are you guilty of it? Dish 100%. Out the advice and not take it? Yeah, that one hits pretty close. Yeah. That's like the green ring around the bullseye. I think pretty much. I know I should take the advice. Mm-hmm. But I still sometimes...
Guilty,
I'm
yes.
not going to do that. Guilty. Yeah, guilty as charged. Mm-hmm. I still just left the one where it's like, INFJs get really mad if you hurt them a bunch of times.
Yeah, they won't forgive you if you hurt them too many times.
It's like...
I don't like being labeled.
We were talking about that one, like, oh, like, yeah, I don't like whatever, because, like, if I go to a mall and I, like, if I don't like women, because if I go to a mall and I slap them, they get mad at me. Like, well, yeah, like, if you hurt somebody over and over again, like, they're going to be really upset with you. Like, it's, oh, these people.
Pretty much.
All right. Ignores the logical decision.
Did you find this on Reddit? I don't think so, but it sounds like it.
It sounds like a Reddit thing. Yeah, it totally does.
It's similar.
INFJs ignore the logical decision to make an emotional-driven, non-logical one. Okay. Some truth to that.
Okay, maybe it seems logical to you, Chief, you know?
Yeah, what is their frame of reference for a logical decision? Yeah.
Were you just sitting there, like, on your high horse waiting for me to make a stupid emotional fucking decision while you, like...
No, it's like, maybe they're like, oh, like, well, my girl ran away with some other dude, and they're complaining about it on the internet while they're smashing Pabst cans on their forehead and eating a bag of Cheetos. Like, well, yeah, okay, the logical decision be stay with me, you know? I'm just saying, like, you know, like, what's this person's frame of reference?
That was a really beautiful image you just created there. You guys.
Pick into belly button lint.
He's so talented, right, with the imagery.
Try not to get Cheez-It dust in your belly button lint, by the way. It's terrible. All right. Do INFJs have an inability to leave well enough alone?
What's well enough?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
What's their frame of reference for well enough?
Depends on what it is.
He's smashing Pabst cans on his forehead and eating Cheetos. That's well enough. Why can't you just leave it alone? Just accept it.
No, I think we do have a tendency to want to keep.
Right.
Depends on what it is, though.
The last one said they're obsessive list makers. Okay, I just added this one. The author wrote that one of the list. I would not consider myself an obsessive list maker.
I am. You
Certainly,
hate it.
I hate
so
lists.
So bad at it. Yeah, but I have to force you to because they're helpful.
No, I don't like them.
Okay, but when you sit down and you're like, I don't know what to film today, I'm like, we wrote out a whole list. Like, you know.
But realistically, you wrote that list. I just copied it down. So I can get away with it because I don't like that list.
I'm just going to start calling myself an
It
amateur.
happens. Are you a list maker? Like, love a good list.
I do love a good list. I have a whole entire notebook just for lists.
I'm a huge list maker. You should see my lists. I'm sure there's some lists in there.
Color-coded and everything. No, I hate lists.
Right. No, I make a lot of lists, but I wouldn't call it an obsession. I'm not addicted, okay? All right, so here's what happens, right? So I'm like, I have a list of things that I have to do. So I write the
He
list.
gets overwhelmed by the
And then
list.
the list overwhelms me. And
Yeah.
then if I don't do it, I don't want to look at the list because I feel like the list is mocking me, saying, of course you weren't going to do
The
that.
list isn't mocking you. It's not
So then
a lie.
I ignore the list and it's elsewhere and I don't want to look at it because it's trying to, it told me I failed.
No, because you can't wrap your head around the concept that you don't have to do every single thing that's on the list in one day.
But yeah, I do. That's why the list is there.
No.
So it's like a long-term list.
No, you make a list of things that you want to do and you do as many of them as you can. And
Yeah,
the
no, I
few
have a hard
things
time
that
with
you
that.
can check off, you feel accomplished and you move on.
There's
and
only
you say,
one thing on my list, and that's to make cinnamon buns. That's what's on my list.
So go make cinnamon buns.
I will when we're done
Let's
hanging out with
go.
these lovely people.
Get to it.
It's good. That's exactly what happens to me. Yeah, like you get like kind of like this weird like guilt feeling over not doing the list, and then you're like, I don't want to look at the list because it's just reminding me that I didn't do the
I
list.
love making a good list, but then I ignore it.
I do have a lot of lists that I've started and then just never looked at again. Like, well, that's a good list. I'm gonna put it in the trash.
See, now if I didn't make lists, I would forget so many things.
I mean, you're juggling a lot though. Like if you got school and classes, like there's a lot of
so
things
many
like that.
things.
I
Yeah,
do,
but I'll
like-
go to the store and I'll forget something, and then I get mad at myself if I just made a list of what I needed in the store and had it with me.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so I'll do that. Like grocery list, sure. Like you get some things down.
You don't do that.
I make use of my Google Calendar for sure. Yeah, I do. I was just doing that before. That's why I went there and I got all this stuff to make cinnamon buns. You think I just remembered that?
No, that
See,
you do
exactly.
do.
Yeah, I made the list.
Yeah.
But I do make good use of my
Take
calendar.
cinnamon buns seriously, but that's about it.
I do take cinnamon buns seriously. Yeah, that's a very serious thing.
Mm-hmm.
What else we got on here? He's my problem with lists. Yeah, drawer full of made-up rules.
Watching this live was on my list. Cinnamon buns are a high priority.
This live was on your list. They are a high priority. The store is a nightmare without a list. Yeah. Yeah. Especially if you go to Whole Foods. I'm like, I'm just going for one thing, and my bank account's empty, and I've got all this other stuff that I don't need. Why, Whole Foods? Why? I just feel like I got one extra thing, and it's just like it was outrageous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Emotions can be clouded. Take them into consideration, but decisions are made for what's best for all. Yep. Logical side bursts a lot of bubbles.
Yeah, everything
It
is
can.
cataloged in my brain. The lists make them more real.
Do you think
I
people
feel
are,
less overwhelmed by getting things out of my head and onto paper so that I can see,
right?
like, I need to do this, this, and that. Then it doesn't seem as much in my head.
Yeah. Yeah. It just
And I'm
seems
able to
be
make a
lot.
plan. Like, okay, I'm going to do this, then that.
It's all right. Whatever works for you, boo. That's all good.
How else can I plan world takeover without action steps?
If I'm going to be the destroyer of dreams, I need a plan and a moat.
So why do people throw
With sharks.
shade at the INFJ? I don't know.
That's a great question, and I really don't know.
It's
A lot of
crowded in
people,
my
a lot of people are under this impression because they see all this stuff about INFJs being the rarest and having these mental superpowers. That if you say you're an INFJ, that you believe that you're the rarest and you have these superpowers and so on and so forth, and
Yeah.
they attack you for that.
People like want to be an INFJ so
They
that
don't-
they can claim that they have like psychic abilities.
Yeah, and then people understand that, they see that. I really feel like the memes don't help
No.
because people that aren't INFJs see
Send
the
us your
memes
memes, you guys.
and feel like, yeah, we want to do a reaction video to memes.
Send us
So
your favorite
if
INFJ
you've got some,
memes.
just shoot an Instagram DM or something with a couple on there.
Trader Joe's all day. Yes.
Yes, yes,
Trader Joe's.
But
That's
they
what I'm
don't-
saying. I want the chocolate covered chocolate.
they're over there.
I know.
Do I need to get them now? Do I need to eat them live, like chocolate covered chocolate? You
We
know what?
should-
I'm gonna
we
be right
should-
back. Stay right there. Hold on.
We should wrap it up soon anyway.
We are gonna wrap it up soon.
Why do people throw shade? Oh, I just read that. It's crowded in my head. Yeah. I gotta get it down
Alright.
on paper.
So these are the ones, right? They're organic, dark chocolate covered whole cocoa beans, right?
Chocolate covered chocolate.
It is a crunchy combination of flavors and textures. And this
Yes,
is
I'm not a fan of some INFJ memes.
no, I
I
really
like finding lists that I've actually completed. Yes, those are awesome. Yes, they are. Feed
There
me.
you go. There you go. Yeah, no, these are good. I'm gonna eat chocolate on this live.
Is it fair trade? I don't know, probably.
It's Fair Trader Joe's.
They're usually good about that stuff.
Yeah, usually I can't tell.
Listen.
Certified organic, product of Italy. May contain nuts. May contain milk. Okay.
Well,
May
they're
contain
not telling
chocolate.
you where they're sourced from, so.
Caution, contents may be hot when heated. That's my favorite. Or like when they have those drug commercials and it says, don't take
You only
Abilify.
gave me a few and then you took them away.
Don't take Abilify if you're allergic to
To
Abilify.
Abilify.
Yeah, it's like, well, no.
This is
kidding.
turned into ASMR. I'm sorry. Is it like actually crunching? Like, is it loud?
Is it loud? It's pretty crunchy. You're good. Yeah, well,
I want to do a video where we try new snacks.
I'm gonna try weird desserts from around the world. We can do that. There's some
Oh,
funky
thank you for
ones.
having your coffee with us. We're
Oh,
working
yeah.
on our second one.
I'm done with mine, but
Yeah,
you're killing me, Smalls.
I had some tea.
All right, so anything else you guys want to talk about? A couple questions to wrap this up. Ask anything. Here we go. Let's do it.
5 more minutes.
Yep, we can hang out for a couple more. They're not chocolate almonds or nut. They're actually chocolate covered cocoa beans.
Cacao.
Cacao. So it's literally chocolate flavored, chocolate covered chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
But they're good and they're crunchy. And you want more.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Yeah. I like it.
I'm not against crunching.
Not against crunching either. Thank you for the great conversation and hanging out with us. Appreciate you guys. Absolutely appreciate you guys. And this is nice. I like it when we're able to just chill and hang out like this. And don't forget, like, something like you can still leave a comment on the video and like the video and subscribe and all that kind of stuff. If you're lurking out there and you haven't,
Give it a
Also-
thumbs up if you're here.
please, pretty please, check out the book on Amazon. Link is in the description. I'm trying, man. It's the life of a self-published author is that I have to try and just get people to look at the book as often as I can, because if I'm not doing that, nobody's looking at the book. It
It's a
happens.
good book.
It is a good book.
I like it.
I do too. It's good. It's weird going back through it because I'm writing the second one and then like referencing things. And I'm like, oh yeah, I wrote that. It's very strange. Cinnamon buns and chocolate. Yeah, I know. We're gonna have a great day.
Sunday.
What's it?
I said it's Sunday.
Which MBTI types do you have the most misunderstandings with? Anybody with an
With
E?
a T.
T's and E's? Yeah. You're going to do another.
I'll
you
eat
just-
the whole bag.
Here's the whole bag. You can have the whole bag. You love plants too. Well, follow Jacqueline's channel if you love plants. She's got all the plant stuff on there. I'm on there as well. We're running around plant shopping and just
This
being
is my fault.
generally ridiculous. A lot of it is. Yeah. Excuse me. And thank you. I'm glad you love the book. I can't wait for the sequel either.
Don't
I wish
forget the INFJ manual. See, we didn't forget.
I could write it. Oh man, that's yeah.
We've been talking about it.
I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about how to go about that one. Yeah. Gelato time. Oh man, gelato is good. Happy Sunday, Christina. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Oh, Kim, I killed like all my begonias. Actually, I have
Oh,
a
no.
video going up later in the week.
John Jacqueline's channel is in the description of the video, so you can check out a link to her stuff there, or just click on her name. She's gonna say hi. And there you go, and then you can get to the channel that way. Do we get along with ENTPs, the whole golden pair thing? You know, I don't know. I don't know if I've ever hung out with an ENTP that like where I've known that they were one, so
I like
it's very difficult.
ENFJs.
It's difficult for me to say. ENFJs, ESFJs, definitely. I tend to be hanging out with a lot of feelers.
One of my best friends is an ENFJ, and we're super similar. But there's definitely differences in the way that we perceive things, but we're able to communicate enough in a way that that's beneficial to each other.
Deborah took this opportunity to ask the question, where do babies come from? I'll cover that in a separate video. Maybe.
They come from heaven.
Storks. It's always those storks.
That was the answer when I was a kid. Jesus. Jesus is just the
That was
answer
the
for
answer?
everything. Yeah, there's Jesus.
Ay, ay, ay. Jacqueline has a doppelganger in Ireland.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
look at that.
I'm not Irish.
Hi, INFJ here. Congratulations and I'm sorry. Enjoy.
I'm not weird, honestly. I don't know, I'm any proof.
Yeah.
Pixar, it didn't happen.
Right, of what?
My doppelganger.
Oh, your doppelganger. Yeah, yeah. I thought you meant of the cinnamon buns.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna get to making some cinnamon buns soon, but
Cinnamon?
cinnamon buns.
Cinnamon.
Whatever. Don't. I'm in Depair right now. Deep Depair over cinnamon duns. It's fine. Everything's fine. All right. I appreciate you guys.
Wait, we didn't ask what
Look-
kind
oh.
of content you guys want to see from us next.
Yeah,
We're gonna film some stuff.
we need to. We're gonna film a video together. What would you like
Not
to
just
see?
cinnamon buns.
Not just that. Is there anything that you'd like to see us drink enough water? Otherwise, you will be in Depair. I really like Depair. What about the word uncanny? Can something be canny if it can be uncanny? There was another one that we were talking about like that. I forget what it was. I don't know. Uncanny and canny.
Oh.
And there was another one, but I forget what it was.
I don't know, it's in the video.
Yeah, there's that one.
There's a lot of
Parent-child
weird
relationships
stuff
of
in our
INFJs. Let's talk about love.
Yeah. I mean, we were gonna do one on the dynamic between like two INFJs.
Discussion with a thinker. Oh, that's horrifying, right? I did cover FE and FI in one of the more recent videos, and INFJs and INTJs, which does highlight a lot of the whole logical process, feeling process, and how that interacts, and use some of the examples from the book for that one. So definitely check out that video if you haven't. It's just a couple of videos back.
I just think it's funny that Kim wants to know how to not kill begonias, and I literally just uploaded that. I just haven't made it public yet.
Oh, well, that video is coming really soon.
I mean, only cane begonias, though. I don't know what kind of begonia you killed, girl.
More writing stuff. Kim, tell me what you want me to talk about as far as writing stuff goes. Because, like, I really don't know. It's weird. Like, I don't know what to talk about with that. So I'm, like, always down for
I like
ideas.
the one you just were talking about that you did, though.
That one was good. Yeah, INTJ character, INFJ character, and how they interact and stuff like that. So, like, that one's fine.
Might have been my idea.
Yeah,
Maybe that's why I like it.
Yeah, probably.
I think it would be fun to do that with more of the characters, though.
Right.
Because it appeals to everybody.
Right. Super consciousness activation of the wow, that's a lot. INFJ intuition at work. Great minds. Yeah. Uncanny Valley versus Canny Mountaintop. Discuss. This mountaintop is canny.
What was the other one?
I forget. It was like something just
Under something.
if something you could be underwhelmed or you could be just derwhelmed.
No, it was
Understated. It was derstated.
Derstated.
If something is not understated, is it derstated? No, it's just stated. We know that. But I like derstated.
I like to fly by the seat of my pants.
I do. My pants fly all the time. Yeah. Well, ideas are great and very welcome. You can be canny if you're from Newcastle. Is that see? I don't really get that, but I'm guessing that has something to do with like the immediate geography there. So, add Depair to this channel words and phrase list. You know, the one with spider cows. Yep, spider cows. Congratulations, and I'm sorry, and I am in Depair. It's good. I got a whole vocabulary
Sounds
list.
like you're in
Depair.
a pair.
Then Depair.
You need like a pair costume.
No, like Depair of the pants.
I was picturing you as a fruit.
Pear costume.
Just sitting there like,
not
I am in Depair.
I'm not a pear
Because you're
shape.
in it. No, but you're in it.
In Depair.
Yeah.
Oh, in Depair. Right. Yeah, that's good. This is ridiculous.
I'm gonna take a nap, you
All
guys.
right, yeah, no, we're gonna go. But thank you all for hanging out with us and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
And we'll be catching you soon. I've got another video that will
Very
hopefully
silly
be
mood today.
coming out within the next week, and I'm gonna go make some cinnamon buns.
Cinnabon.
Cinnamon buns. Yeah. All right, I have to figure out how to turn this thing off. So bye, everybody, and like I'll see you I would die if DePere ended up in the next book. Kim, I might do that just for you. I'm just saying. All right, thank you, everybody. And how do I stop this thing? Do I hit the X?
Yes, the X in the corner.
All right, see you guys.
Bye.